Life is definitely a gift. It's something that you only get one shot at, and you have to make the most of it.
To find out that your baby isn't going to live to see 2 years of age unless they receive another organ is indescribable. I mean, her body shut down, and she wasn't responding to anything. She was in a coma. She wasn't responding. But miraculously, her doctor came running down the hallway to come get us to say, things are turning around, her liver's working. That was a moment that we'll never forget. We were given that possibility that she could live a healthy life. We thought everything was great. She had a new liver. She had lived 16 years with it. Then we were shocked with cancer, and she had to fight for her life again.
Golf is a gateway for me to distract myself from all the obstacles in my life. I started when I was a freshman in high school. I've always seen my dad play golf, and I thought it'd be cool to pick it up. So I started playing in my backyard, just hitting shots, just chip shots, and I fell in love with it.
Morgan's a golfer because she likes to be outdoors, she likes the challenge, she likes the terrain, she likes to walk, and just everything that makes up the game.
I love to watch her play golf because I get to see every expression imaginable from my child. I get to see her out there when she's angry or frustrated with herself. I get to see her smile. I get to see her pride. So those are all things that I enjoy watching. And I don't know much about golf, but I do know that she's good at it. Morgan was born healthy and came home from the hospital and thought everything was normal. 3 months passed and she kept crying constantly, and her skin color started to turn very yellow. She was diagnosed with a rare liver disease that required a liver transplant.
So I was put on the transplant list, and I got one, thankfully, and I was blessed with that. I don't remember much about it because I was only 10 months old, so my parents, they know the whole story, and they've told me throughout my whole life, and that's how I've come to know it.
To be able to celebrate the fact that there was an organ available for her, that a liver came available, also was sad because we knew that somebody else lost their child in order for ours to live.
The scariest part was, getting the different news, the different diagnosis. With a pediatrician, we looked in his eyes and he said, I wish I had diagnosed this earlier. We should have gotten you to Shands maybe a week or two earlier. And I looked at Christina's eyes and saw how distraught she was. I knew it was bad.
But after that transplant, she just felt so much better. You could see it in her face. Her skin color went from yellow to pink and flushed. And when she cried and got angry, her face turned red. And we'd never seen that. And after staying in the hospital for an entire month to recover from it, she did fantastic. She came home and we watched her grow and be able to enjoy being with her brother and become a toddler and then start going to school. She was like any other normal child, with the only exception that she had to take medication so that her body would not reject her liver. We were educated about the side effects of this type of medication, knowing very well that lymphoma or some other type of cancers was a possibility. But of course we didn't want to think about it, and we just wanted to let her live as normal a life as possible. Everything was going great. She was in high school, she was playing golf, she was succeeding academically. Then the summer of her junior year, that's when she started to feel very sick.
So I had just turned 16. I was feeling really fatigued for about a year and a half, maybe even more. And the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So they decided to get a CAT scan. That was the last resort, to get a CAT scan to see if anything was wrong there. And they found a baseball-sized tumor in my left lung and in my abdomen.
Morgan's first reaction was devastation, and ours as well. And she was angry. She was very angry at first.
That was hard to hear that, you know, you have cancer at such a young age. So they admitted me to the hospital to get a biopsy, and it turns out that I had T-cell PTLD, which is a type of lymphoma. So I was in the hospital for about a month, no chemotherapy. They treated me with prednisone, which is a steroid, and they took me off of my immune suppressants, and that basically cured the T-cell lymphoma. So I went back to my normal life. I started my junior year in high school, and then I started feeling bad again. So they got another scan, and it came back for B-cell lymphoma, PTLD. And that's when I had to start chemotherapy for a good 10 months. I lost all of my hair. I was completely bald, and that was probably the toughest thing that I had to deal with. Believe it or not, being a girl with no hair, that was pretty tough.
But it's so typical for her that all she needs is about 24 hours. And then when she wakes up the next day, she has this new attitude, new take on life itself.
I remember when I had to shave my head here, I looked in the mirror and I just couldn't look at myself. And every day I just kept saying, Morgan, you have to look at yourself. And I kept building up the strength, and I found out that you're beautiful just the way you are.
And I try not to think about this very often, so you ask the question, you know, what was the hardest part? And that was being so happy that she had that transplant and feeling like she was out of the woods.
I know it could have been worse, but it was rough because I couldn't go to school and spend time with my friends, so they had to come visit me, and I was missing out on what kids usually do, but I had golf to fall back on, and that's what really kept me going. Yes. So I've always played at Hilaman for like high school matches, and I actually took lessons with the pro there. And I got close to him and the course manager there, Jan, and I wanted a job there to be a part of the community, and I got one. Now I'm currently working in the pro shop at Hilaman.
Here at the City of Tallahassee's Hilaman Golf Course, we are proud to be a part of Tallahassee's golf community. We're always looking for young people who want to learn how to work hard and be a part of our family. Mike Durst, our teaching pro, was giving Morgan lessons, and he suggested I hire her. So I met with her, talked with her, and she really is a wonderful person, very conscientious. The employees love her, the golfers love her, and we've never looked back.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
How can I help you today?
I would like a shirt and a round.
Okay. It's been fantastic. Just the love and support that they give me, and all the people that I get to meet and work with is just awesome. My doctors at Shands, they referred me to Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we heard from the Make-A-Wish people a few months after, and they came to my house and just asked me questions, and they asked me for my top 3 wishes. So on a Sunday, I get to work, and then Jan is there, and she goes to the back and they say, okay, we want you to open a box of merchandise. So they bring the box out, and I open up the box, and there's a letter in front, and it's from Make-A-Wish, and it says that you're going to the Waste Management Phoenix Open. And I was ecstatic. I didn't know what to think. They said, pack your bags, we're leaving Tuesday. So that's when it all started. A limo picked us up to drive us to the airport. And that was my first experience in a limo, which was cool. And then we went on our way.
So then the wish day came, and getting there to the course, the head of the whole Phoenix Open put us on this family-sized golf cart and rode us to the 16th hole.
I only thought that I was just going to go to the tournament. We had passes that I was going to be able to walk the course and get to see the players, but I did not know what was going to happen next. One of the Make-A-Wish people said, we're going to take you down to the tee box just to see the players come through. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. So we get down to the tee box, and I'm just watching the players. And then I hear from behind me, hi, Morgan. And I look to my left, and Jordan Spieth is right there. And I don't remember, what I said or anything, because I was so in shock. It was amazing.
Go Morgan!
Jordan Spieth is my favorite golfer.
When we saw her walking out of the tunnel with Jordan Spieth, I, of course, got my phone out and I videotaped it as best as I could. And then we were invited to come down there and join them.
He's carrying his bag.
And walk from the 16th hole to the 17th hole and then again to the 18th hole. So we were right there behind her, watching every moment, watching her talking to him like he was her brother. There was no nervousness coming from her whatsoever, which impressed me to no end.
So I got to walk with him 16, 17, and 18. I putt for him on 16 and almost made the putt. And that was amazing. It was an amazing experience for sure.
What an incredible setting for that to happen there on 16. And what an incredible story. You're an inspiration for all of us. You really are. And just her view on life and overall, just the way that she's, walking around talking, and she's just another normal. And really, her family's done a great job. Obviously, and a very respectful and lovely young woman that's going to go a long way. So it's been awesome to get to know you so far. Looking forward to the rest of the day.
And then I got to go to the range as well and hit balls with him. Yeah.
And she just was so excited and took every moment that she could because she knew it was short-lived. So I just knew what she was thinking. I better enjoy every minute of this because it's going to be over before I blink my eyes.
So another really cool thing that we got to do was go on a hot air balloon ride. So that was my first experience as well, doing that. Like a lot of people probably think that, oh my gosh, it's so scary, but it was really peaceful and it was at sunset. So when we landed, we got to just watch the sunset in the desert and it was awesome. Another cool thing we got to do as well was we went horseback riding through the desert, like the desert mountains, and that was so much fun. It was like my first time on a horse, so it was cool.
When we got home after this trip to Phoenix, it was a letdown because I knew that it was over and we wouldn't get that experience again.
It was great because I had so many memories that I will always remember for the rest of my life.
I'm most thankful for the fact that I'm going to see Morgan graduate from high school. And that she's going to get a chance at life to be able to go to college and play golf. That's been her dream for the last 6 years. She wants to play golf, and so she's been given this gift of new life. And I've told her before, she's actually been given several chances at life. Obviously at birth, and then again with a new liver. That was her second chance at life. And then now again, after being, cancer-free for a year now, we're very blessed. Very, very blessed.
The one wish that I had was for Morgan to make the best of what she had dealt to her, and she did that. She came through with flying colors. I'm so proud of, how she's handled things, and how she handled things on a very big stage out in Phoenix. She's just a calm, cool, collected individual, intelligent individual, and that's what I'm most proud of. So that's my wish, and it's already happened.
Life is fragile. That's what I've learned. And you take for granted how healthy your kids are until they lose their health. We need to love and endure every moment that we possibly can, every day.
Right now, I'm doing great. I've been off of chemo for, I'm cancer-free now. I've been cancer-free for a year. March 17th, it had been a year. The advice that I would give is just be positive and just never give up. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, and you have to be positive and keep your hopes up. Life is definitely a gift. It's something that you only get one shot at, and you have to make the most of it.